Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today is August 5th, 2019. We'll call this meeting order at 7:30 p.m. Can you call the roll, please?
Sure,
Roll call, please.
Trustee Dalzell.
Here.
Trustee Zielinski.
Here.
Trustee Juarez is absent this evening. Trustee McLaughlin.
Here.
Trustee Murphy.
Here.
Trustee Nava Esparza. Here. Mayor Ryan.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we start with officers' reports, I just had a couple of notes I want to share with everyone. First, our per the request of our president, he's asked that we lower all of our flags to half staff. I asked Public Works to do that today for the next 5 days to honor the those lost in those terrible shootings in both Dayton, Ohio and El Paso, Texas. Please keep those families in your hearts. Obviously, it's a terrible loss of life, and while many of us, we live in wonderful areas, and those are both great communities, those are still people, and they needlessly lost their lives. I was with a group of men over the weekend, and we were talking about this, and obviously, subjects like this you can run all day with, but I tell you, just one thing I just wanted to share or reiterate to our community is that unfortunately, even this year alone, in 2019, almost 1,500 people in the Chicagoland area have been shot. That's actually a reduction of 129 from last year in the Chicago metropolitan area. I actually read an article today that referred to this weekend. This was actually a retired person that was in the police department that has a blog, and they actually refer to this weekend every year as Shoot-a-Palooza. It's just a terrible phrase. And he actually had data that went back to 2014 on this particular weekend. In 2014, for example, saw one person killed and 28 wounded. In 2015, saw 3 people killed, 44 wounded. 2016, 10 people lost their lives and 42 people were wounded. In 2017, 4 people were killed, 30 wounded. And last year, 14 people were killed and 61 people were wounded. This year, this past weekend, 8 people lost their life and 47 people were wounded. ABC News this morning, when I was watching the president's address, this morning, actually, they said the national average for domestic terrorism used to be almost 6 times per year. That number is now escalated to almost 30 times, which is just absolutely insane. So I guess the point I wanted to do is just share with everybody that across the country, in our communities, we share everyday moments with our neighbors, our family, our coworkers, and our friends. We go to work or school, the grocery store, or the gas station. It's easy to overlook these routine moments, but as you're going about your day, if you see something that doesn't seem quite right, say something. By being alert and reporting suspicious activity to your local law enforcement, you can protect your family, neighbors, and community. So again, that's all I want to really share and get across to everyone. And I spoke with the police chiefs earlier today. If you see something, say something. And that's really all I want to get across to everybody. And let's be vigilant. Let's protect each other. There's no way to know what's in some people's mind. And the extremes that the one fellow went to in Texas was just ridiculous and stuff. I mean, that was just uncalled for. Next, certainly, I don't want to steal police's thunder. Trustee Dalzell, were you talking about?
Still moving my thunder.
Oh, okay. Well, then bring up National Night Out when it's your turn. Right. So, really looking forward to that. A lot of effort into National Night Out for tomorrow night. First on my agenda is the approval to create a Class B liquor license, which authorizes the sale at retail of alcoholic liquor to be consumed only within an established location of a club by only their members or guests. This was going to be for a group known as the Garfield Social Athletic Club, and they're intention is to buy a new piece of property that's available at 4301 West 123rd Street in Alsip, pending approvals for change in zoning from I-1 to B1 special use and a business license, et cetera. They just need to know they're going to make this purchase almost $250,000. They need to know if it's going to be possible to get the license they need for this particular organization. That's why I have it on the agenda. And that's all I have for this evening. Clerk's report?
Thank you, Mayor Ryan. Approval of the June 2019 motor fuel tax allotment in the amount of $35,647.86. That is all, Mayor Ryan.
Thanks. Attorney's report, we have Joe Kanker with us.
No report, Your Honor.
All right. Engineers report, Will?
Just a report on MFT.
Is that on?
You may have to stand up.
There you go.
Sorry. Just a report on MFT resurfacing. They started saw cutting in the
Chapel Hill?
Creekside. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I was going to say Chapel Hill, but knew that was wrong. In Creekside subdivision. They've kind of gotten to a slow start, but they should
Okay.
be moving along now.
They're going to do all the curb repairs first, obviously, and then
Correct.
do the other.
They should be doing one side of the street at a time.
Okay. So they're going to do that. They're going to do Creekside, then Chapel Hill, and then go back to those couple of alleys that we talked about?
Opposite. Right? Chapel Hill? Then Creekside.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, Will. We have the public forum part of our meeting. Anyone in the audience wish to address the board this evening? Did you want to address the board, sir? Yeah. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Oh, just come on up with this microphone right here. Ken, could you hand the hands-free one, Ken? Or you can give him your.
Okay.
Ken, you give him the other one too? Okay.
How about that?
Here you go.
You hear me?
Sure.
Okay. My name is Hubert Harper. 91 years on this planet. I live 12415 Bennett Drive, right here in Alsip.
Okay.
2.5 years ago.
Oh, Mr. Harper, just put that up by your mouth, will you?
Oh,
Thanks.
okay. Okay. Excuse me. Is it on?
It is on.
Yeah, no, we can hear you.
I apologize, it's all wrapped up here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, probably would have better. Does look a little better.
That's fine.
I may seem a little nervous with this thing. And
You know what, Mr. Harper, we record all these meetings, that's why we asked you to do that, that's all, so.
so what now?
We record the meeting, it's facing at me, not you, but we just,
Oh,
we
okay.
record these all the time.
I moved from a nearby suburb 2.5 years ago here in Alsip, and I've been handicapped for a little over 10 years. Really, since 1988, I was first handicapped. So I moved here because they were told me this was a nice place to live, and I moved from a place that they didn't care who you was, they didn't care about you.
Sure.
They didn't shovel the snow, they didn't, and I was in a wheelchair, and I had to stay in during the snow. That's all in the past. So I moved here to Alsip, and I was very disappointed about a month ago. I was in the hospital, and I got out, and I had a lot of things to catch up with. I was in the hospital over a year and a half altogether. Had a leg, toe, leg, foot, all that amputated, and so I'm kind of recovering now. I have one son, he lives in Michigan. He came here to help me out as much as he could.
Mm-hmm.
My vehicle, I guess it's a parking sticker, the window sticker on their vehicle was expiring and end of June, and I sent him down for it. I sent a sister down for it. Nobody could get it. They said I had to come myself. So I got out of bed and came down, and I was turned down at windows because they said I would have to pay $30 for the vehicles, for the sticker. And I bought it for $5 before, and I wondered why. So they told me, said, well, if you go get your license and come back within 30 days, we'll give you $35 back, $30 back. So I wound up getting it. And I wound up getting a sticker, but I had to pay $30 for it. I'm wondering why, if I can buy it for $30, why can't I buy it for the regular price? And I showed up, but because my driver's license expired, I want to know if that's part of the states. Does the state control the city here? to where if you don't have a driver's license, you can't get a parking sticker? And if I can buy it for $5, for $30, why can't I buy it for $5? Since I brought my lease, I brought my everything I had to prove who I am, and I even have a receipt here showing that I bought this sticker the year before.
No.
And when I moved here, when I first moved here, it was a free sticker, but it changed the very next year. It went up, they started charging for it.
Okay.
I can understand that, but I don't understand them not selling me the sticker for $5.
Right. I can speak to the $5 part. Obviously, the board decided that a year or so ago. Last year was when they implemented the $5 rule. I'll let the clerk speak to the rest of it. Go ahead.
The ordinance states that you have to have a valid driver's license as well as proof of disability and residency. If you came in without a valid driver's license, that's why you were not allowed to purchase a vehicle sticker to begin with.
But you allowed me to purchase it for another $30.
Is that after you came back with your proof that you had a valid driver's license?
After I was told that if I get a valid driver's license, that I would get the $30 back. But why did I have to pay $30 if I don't have a valid driver's license, since I am a citizen here? I live here, got proof I live here, and whatnot.
Residents that are seniors or disabled are allowed to purchase a vehicle sticker for $5. All other residents are
but why do you have to
$35.
come in person, though?
Because we have to have proof of your valid driver's license and your residency and your age or your disability, depending what you're qualifying for.
Ma'am, I could give you everything you needed. I had doctor's certificates. I had everything, hospital bills and everything, since I've been coming to the hospital here. I went to 4 hospitals, 3 rehab, and now I'm in therapy. And now they're going to take this leg off.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Does your driver's license indicate that you are disabled, or do you have a Social Security, a letter from Social Security stating that you are disabled?
Ma'am, I've been disabled since 1996.
Is that noted on your driver's license, or do you have the Social Security card?
I have a Social Security card, but the only thing noted on my driver's license that I disability.
Okay. And you are a senior citizen, I'm
Right,
assuming?
91 years old.
Okay. With as long as you have a valid driver's license and the senior citizen, we can certainly get you a vehicle sticker for $5 and would refund the $30 for
So
you.
it costs me about $100 or more, plus 3 or 4 people driving around for $5. I'd donate $10 to the board. I'd donate $20 rather than to go through what I went through. You know.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, I wasn't here,
it's
so
the money that you need.
I don't know what documentation you presented at what time, but if you would like to sign your name and leave your phone number, I will make sure the office supervisor gives you a call tomorrow, and we can start the process to refund any money that's due to you.
Well, any money due to me? Ain't no money due to me. You gave me my $30 back after I went and got a driver's license.
Okay.
I went and got a driver's license.
Okay.
But I want to know if I'm going to have to go through that. I don't want to live in Alsip.
Next year, you would need to prove your residency and have a valid driver's
and have to come
license.
down there, even
Yes.
if this other leg is off now. He's going to take this other leg off.
The valid driver's license is so that you're supposedly being the one that is driving the car. But because you're a senior citizen also, you would still need to prove your age. That's the current, the way the ordinance is written currently.
Yeah.
At some point in time, I
had
think.
everything, but nobody was interested in nothing. But if I didn't have a valid license, you don't get you can't get the sticker.
No.
And I needed somebody to drive me to and from the doctor. That's what I needed.
I understand, sir. But the way the ordinance is currently written,
They ought to
so
change-
that might
that's
be
one thing
something
that-
that needs to be addressed.
Yeah,
going into
absolutely, we
next
need
year.
to address it. I mean, we talked about this for a moment before, and at that point in time, I had said that once a person is a senior citizen, they shouldn't have to prove they're a senior citizen from there on in. So definitely the ordinance and/or our procedures, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience you were put through. It's wrong, and we should do whatever we can to make sure that we're easier on our people.
Yeah, because I'm wondering what's going to be next. I'm ready to move away from here if it's going to, get any worse.
I hope that won't be the case, sir.
Well, it's a nice place, I thought. When I faced that, I don't agree with you.
I understand and I agree with you. It's something we got to address.
If there's a benefit there, Mr. Harper, it's
pardon?
if there's any benefit there, it's when folks like yourself bring that to our attention, and we can look at that a little bit closer and stuff, and to try and help you out, all right? So,
And help others, too.
absolutely,
Appreciate
that's what I'm getting
Correct.
at, right?
You should. You should have, you got so much that's help for seniors. You believe in helping the seniors? I started work when I was 8 years old. And I think I contributed enough to this country, that I've paid my dues.
Definitely.
I think it's great to
And when
you.
I run into something like this and other things I run into, going in and out the doors since I've had this,
Sure.
I understand now, but I think it's really terrible the way things are going. And I wish everybody on it, all you trustees, you, Mayor,
Yes.
everybody else, look into some of the things that we are going through with now, especially us seniors.
Understood.
Are suffering real bad out there.
No, understood. And again, I value the opinion of the seniors all the time. They're always good practical solutions to things and so forth, so.
Once you become 91 years old, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's what I just started to say, is I think you're really blessed to be with us for 91 years. I think that's great.
I
you
intend
know?
another 20.
Okay. Rick's dad just came here. He just turned 100 not too long ago and stuff, so,
I was in the state in Alsip the rest of my life, really.
Nice.
I like the little that town over here. It's much better than where I moved from.
Well, certainly, if you need anything, please reach out to us. You just give me a call on the phone. I'll do what I can. Or so the clerk as well,
I tried to get to you. I tried to call you 20 times, and I couldn't.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
serious?
I really
I'm
did.
telling you, I return calls every day. Yeah.
Get to the mayor.
Okay.
I talked to some young lady. And she take all the calls.
Okay. So, yeah,
We'll
we'll
come down here and sit by the front door. Which door are you coming out? Wait for you.
I'll see you. The
I want to get a good look at you. And all of you are the ones I'm looking
Yeah.
for, right?
yes.
I don't expect this kind of treatment.
No, Mr. Harper, I appreciate you coming in, and certainly it's a valid concern. And again, although business was taken care of, you're just bringing something to our attention. That's great. And we don't take, if you can't take a small amount of criticism, to be a better community, what's the point in being here? So, no, I thank you very much. That's fine.
I will be back if I ever run into a problem.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
You too, sir. Have a good night.
Mr. Harper, we would like you to sign in. Please, we request anybody that speaks at the meetings to sign in, if you would, please. I'd appreciate it.
Did anyone else wish to address the board tonight? Nobody? Thanks, Mr. Harper. Then we'll go on with our standing committee reports. Finance Committee, Trustee McGlowan.
First, I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated August 2nd, 2019, totaling $400,759.44. Next, I have a request for approval of accounts payable dated August 5th, 2019. From the general fund, $333,528.35. Road and Bridge, $22,047.21. MFT, $1,506. Pulaski Road Corridor TIF, $4,960. Water and Sewer, $34,171.99. Heritage, $80,921.17, for a grand total all funds of $477,134.72. And that's all I have under Finance, Mayor.
Thank you. The Fire Committee, Trustee Murphy.
I have approval to award the bid for the replacement of overhead doors at both fire stations to be awarded to the lowest bidder, Coromatic, Inc., DBA Door Systems, for a total cost of $57,371. Next, I have approval of the June 2019 monthly activity report based on our National Fire Incident Reporting Systems data. And lastly, I have approval of the June 2019 Fire Prevention Bureau monthly activity report. And that's all I have, sir.
Okay, thank you. I spoke to the chief earlier about our local vendor agreement, and he said there was still enough margin there it wouldn't have made a difference and so forth. It was a very good price that we got. So thanks, Chief, for looking at that. I just saw that this evening and wanted to share it with your committee real quick and stuff.
We got all the numbers right.
Exactly. Right. Okay. Next, we have the Police and Traffic Safety Committee. Trustee Dalzell.
The approval of the Police Department June 2019, is that June or July?
Should be July. Or, no, it was June.
June.
Okay. And the approval to purchase 3 Ford Explorer Interceptors from Curry Ford, which is the lowest bidder, at a cost not to exceed $104,000. And then lastly, we have the National Night Out tomorrow evening. It goes from 5:30 to 8, and it's on Mulberry Drive. There's a dive-in movie at 8:15 to 10:15 at the Aquatic Park on 11930 South Costner. And they ask that you come out and join the Alsip Police Department for snacks, train rides, DJ, car show, mobile game trailer, Colgate Bright Smiles, Bright Futures, mobile van, followed by the movie at the Alsip Pool. And the Alsip Police will be doing the demonstration featuring their new canine officer, Knox, and his handler, Officer Hayes. That's all I have, sir.
Very good. Thanks. Public Works and Boat Launch Committee.
That would be me tonight. First, I have a request for approval to go out to bid for the removal and replacement of sidewalks throughout the village in various locations up to 8,000 square feet. Next, I also have a request for approval to post for the hiring of 1 full-time Class 2 operator due to the resignation of Class 2 operator Tony Stanislawski. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. The Sewer and Water Report, Trustee Navas-Barza.
I received an email for the July monthly activity report, but I'll add that to the agenda for the next committee meeting.
Okay,
And that's all.
thank you. Building and Health, Trustee Zelinski.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
Although there is no report, this just in, it's going to, Shanae from Human Resources put out mandatory training for all village employees in the use of fire extinguishers. So just a reminder on that you can go online and actually register for that. And also there will be, the Village Hall is hosting the Employee Appreciation Picnic for all employees Friday, August 9th at 2:30. And just a reminder that the Village Hall will close at 2 for that. So if there need a head count for that, so please contact Becky Smith at extension 317. And that's all I have, sir.
Thank you. We'll go to the Special Committee Reports, Economic Development, Trustee Navas-Barza.
I just have an update. The bid package that Diliberto Group is working on for the Pulaski parcels has just been sent to attorney review, and it was sent back with edits, and then I'll send it back to Diliberto so they can make modifications to the bid package.
I spoke to our attorney, Gary Perlman, this afternoon.
Okay.
And I was away from the office Friday afternoon when he sent it out, so I told him we'll go through it tomorrow. And certainly we'll bring it back to the committee to talk about and so forth then, too. But it looks pretty good so far. It looks like we'll make it some interest. And then, trustees, I sent everybody, I forwarded the email last week. I sent to the owners from Firewater Barbecue and Brew about the new restaurant, 117th. I asked them if they would come in to reaffirm their commitment to the community, and they, within an hour, he sent me a note back saying they're definitely in. He said to give them till, he actually had a typo, it said July, he meant August. Give me to the end of August, they're going to come in, and we're going to sit down at the table and start working things out again, get this thing going. So, very good. So next, Village Properties, Trustee McLaurin.
Yeah, excuse me. I have a request for approval to advertise for RFP seeking bids in a 4-year contract for refuse disposal at both the Heritage Apartments. And that's all I have.
Okay, thanks. The next, ordinance legislation, Trustee Zelinski.
I have an approval for an ordinance amending Chapter 12, Licenses, Permits, and Business Regulations, Article 23, Landlord Licensing, Section 12-700, Definitions, and Section 12-708, Crime-Free Housing. And Chapter 13, miscellaneous provisions and offenses, Article 2, firearms and weapons, Section 13-38, unlawful possession of cannabis, penalties, and Section 13-39, unlawful possession or sale of drug paraphernalia of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. Number 2, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4, alcoholic beverages and liquor control, Article 2, administration and enforcement, Division 2, license, Section 4-67, location of place of sale, and of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. And number 3, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4, alcoholic beverages and liquor control, Article 2, administration and enforcement, Division 2, license, Section 4-69, limitation on total number of licenses of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. And that is all I have this evening, Mayor.
You know, Trustee, what I wanted to do just briefly, because I know there's a lot of language there for everyone that's seeing our agenda. I'd like to ask the Attorney, Joe, could you speak to the cannabis one, number 1?
Yeah, sure. This just deals with the new cannabis law that was passed by the state of Illinois that goes into effect basically January 1, 2020 for, I guess, possession limits in various recreational uses of cannabis. So this changes the sections of your code that deal with that to make it a non-criminal matter for under 30 grams if you're over 21, et cetera. So basically, if permitted by the Cannabis Use Regulation and Tax Act, then it wouldn't be an ordinance violation under the Alsip Code. So it just had to change a lot of sections to deal with that. But
Okay, so this isn't actually us adopting the sale of yet. This is just in general, if you've got it possession.
this just deals with the actual regulation of the possession and sale of drug paraphernalia and that type of stuff. The zoning and that aspects, that'll come later down the road when we discuss what you guys want to do, including taxing and so on and so forth.
Exactly. So in upcoming committee meetings, trustees, I'm going to bring in someone to possibly give us more information on what it means to participate in sale of in our community, and so if we decide to go that route, and but that's not the question this evening. It's only what our attorney just explained, it's possession of. And then number 2.
Just real quick, this ordinance takes effect on January 1, 2020, just in case any of you guys missed it, so it's not going to be...
It's nothing for right now, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't affect current. Number 2 was actually just, we asked at our last board meeting, we voted, the board majority voted in favor of having the attorney amend our liquor license to identify, I should say, with the Illinois Liquor Control Act of 1934, which changed the distance of sale for consumption from 300 feet to 100 feet. That was modified in the 80s, and we're asking the board to reconsider the idea of identifying with majority. Some communities are still at 300, but most are at 100 feet for consumption, and that's what the Liquor Control Act of 1934 was. And then the last one, number 3, was the FG license that we created for any gas station or convenience store that was offering video gaming machines, as well as they had to have liquor in the establishment too.
That's not what's in the packet.
Should be.
It is not.
Right, the ordinance that was attached in the packet is addressing A and E only. There's nothing in there for the FG.
What was that for, Beck, with A and E then? What was the change on that? Give me 1 second. Maybe I may be mistaken here. Let me look at this. Oh, you're right. That was for Rockies, because we asked the board. Right. We only brought it up in committee, but it was the consideration of they wanted a full liquor bar as opposed to just beer and wine, and they needed to get the approval of, and so they could facilitate the construction. Thank you. I was talking about 2 different subjects. Thank you.
Well, I said, FG was what was attached in what we discussed at committee. The ordinance that's attached now for the board is totally not the same one. Because we did have the ordinance attached. Last week we were talking about the number of 9 FG licenses.
So FG was...
Was in the committee packet.
Right.
Was
But it's
discussed
not
last week,
here
but
now.
it's not here now.
Give me 1 second, please. I did too. That's why I was
Yeah.
speaking to the FG originally. Give me 1 second. We'll just double check this real quick. We have a lot of meetings here. Sometimes it's hard to, But usually our information that goes in these packets is accurate all the time, yeah, too.
Here it is here if you want to look.
Yeah. So that, okay, so that would be right, Joe.
If you don't need to do this, then you can just amend it on its face because the actual title of the ordinance would be exactly the same. So it's not an open meetings issue.
Okay, so as trustee Zelinski read, the title on this is correct. But I see what you're saying. This is actually the A&E license that was under, but we did talk about the agreeing to create the FGs, Becky, right? In order to facilitate the other. So we're going to create 9 FG licenses then, Mr. Kankar. So you're saying it would read the same?
Do we not need the A in the Class E to change it all? That was done before?
That was done before.
Okay. So this, what you guys can do right now is just motion to amend this ordinance on its face to strike A and E and include Class FG licenses to be issued under this article shall not exceed 9. Pass that now, and then that'll be a part of the consent agenda.
Can you repeat that, please?
A motion to, well, I guess what you can have on the consent agenda is the ordinance 2019-08- whatever this is going to be, will be amended on its face to strike A and E, and in lieu thereof include a Class FG licenses to be issued under this article shall not exceed 9.
And do you need that motion now?
Yeah, make it now, and then
We'll vote on it now.
that'll amend the face of this ordinance, and then you'll vote on the amended ordinance at the
In lieu
consent agenda.
thereof,
Shall read, Class FG licenses to be issued under this article shall not
hang on.
exceed. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking
You
you're
don't do
reading right off
shorthand,
the...
No, I'm not.
I apologize. That's my fault.
In lieu thereof shall read Class FG licenses.
To be issued under this article shall not exceed 9.
I'd make that motion.
Second.
You guys did.
Yeah, a lot of these came in at the same time, so I know when I was forwarding, they could have been confused, but I do remember looking at the FG on there, so.
Okay, roll call number 1, a motion to amend the ordinance that has been presented to strike A and E, in lieu thereof shall read Class FG licenses to be issued under this article shall not exceed 9. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries to amend.
Very good, thank you. And I apologize for any confusion. I know, like I said, a lot of these ordinances come in at the same time. I do remember sending in the FG, but it might have been confused when it went in. Next, the IT report, trustee Dalzell.
No report, Mayor.
All right, thank you. And then planning and zoning and licenses, committee.
I have that, Mayor. First, I have a request for an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the use of an office, warehouse, and truck cleaning facility for the property located at 12530 South Springfield Avenue, Alsip, Illinois. The Planning and Zoning Commission had a vote of 6-0 at the July 10th, 2019 meeting. And this is in relation to case 2019-07-S-100. And then next, I have a request for approval of licenses dated July 5th through July 26th, 2019. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Trustees, does anyone have any presentations, petitions, or communications? Nobody? Does anyone wish to remove anything from consent agenda?
Mayor, I would like to remove A, K, and L.
Anyone else? Can I get a motion, please, to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 2 to establish the consent agenda. Again, letters A like Albert, K like Knox, and L like Larry have been removed. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza?
Yes.
Motion carries to establish.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Roll call number 3 to approve the consent agenda as presented. Letter C like Charlie, approval of a list of payroll dated August 2nd, 2019, totaling $400,759.44. Letter D is in David, approval of a list of accounts payable dated August 5th, 2019, totaling $477,134.72. Letter J like Jump, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 12, Licenses, Permits, and Business Regulations, Article 23, Landlord Licensing, Section 12-700, Definitions, and Section 12-708, Crime-Free Housing, and Chapter 13, Miscellaneous Provisions and Offenses, Article 2, Firearms and Weapons, Sections 13-38, Unlawful Possession of Cannabis, Penalties, and Section 13-39, Unlawful Possession or Sale of Drug Paraphernalia of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will be known as Ordinance Number 2019-08-1. Letters K and L have been removed. Letter M, an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the use of an office, warehouse, and truck cleaning facility for the property located at 12530 South Springfield Avenue, Alsip, Illinois, will be ordinance number 2019-08-2. Again, this is roll call number 3 to approve as presented. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve as presented.
All right, thank you. We'll go back to a couple items that were removed. Letter A was the approval to create a Class B liquor license, which authorized the sale of retail alcoholic liquor to be consumed only within the established location of a club by its members and their guests for the Garfield Social Athletic Club at their new location to be known at 4301 West 123rd Street in Alsip, pending all of the approvals for change in zoning from I-1 to B-1 special use, business licenses, etc. Trustee McLaurin, did you have a question on that?
No, I don't have a question. I have the same issue with both A and K, requesting a separate vote, as I was strongly against the 100-foot rule, and since both of those apply to that, I prefer to vote no.
Okay. Can I get a motion then and a second to move forward with this?
Make the motion.
Second.
Roll call number 4 to approve letter A, approval to create a Class B liquor license which authorizes the sale at retail of alcoholic liquor to be consumed only within the established location of a club by members and their guests for the Garfield Social Athletic Club at their new location, 4301 West 123rd Street, Alsip, pending approvals for change in zoning from I-1 to B1 special use and business license. Roll call number 4 to approve. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
No.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Next was letter K. This is for the removal of approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4 Alcoholic Beverages and Liquor Control, Article 2 Administration and Enforcement, Division 2 License, Section 4-67, Location and Place of Sale of the Alsip, of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip.
Mayor will make the motion.
Second.
Roll call number 5 to approve letter K, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4 Alcoholic Beverages and Liquor Control, Article 2 Administration and Enforcement, Division 2 License, Section 4-67, Location of Place of Sale of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
No.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve letter K. This will now be known as ordinance number 2019-08-3.
Okay, and then the last one, letter L. This is the approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4 Alcoholic Beverages and Liquor Control, Article 2 Administration and Enforcement, Division 2 License, Section 4-69, limitation on total number of licenses of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip with the additional
Motion
language.
to amended strike letters A and E in lieu thereof shall read Class FG licenses to be issued under this article shall not exceed 9.
Very good. Can I get a motion and a second, please?
Was there discussion?
Oh, I apologize. Right. I apologize, Trustee.
It's okay. I just want a
Right.
separate vote on this one, as I'm also strongly against poured alcohol in gas stations.
Exactly. That's what this one refers to as gas stations and convenience stores that, where basically you're going to have both the video gaming as well as the sale of alcohol at the same time.
So just to be clear, in order to have video gaming, you have to have poured alcohol.
For the state of Illinois law, you don't have to drink it. You don't even have to buy it, but they have to be able
You
to
have to
offer it. And that's the way the state designed that rule from day one. Otherwise, everybody on the block could have it. And so they're trying to at least reduce the amount of establishments that would do this kind of thing. And because the board had approved this a few months back, the idea that these organizations already have, they're already selling, like gas stations are already selling liquor in their gas station to begin with. And like the premise, like any establishment right now, is you come in as opposed to buying $20 with the lottery tickets, they're hoping you put that $20 in their machines, I'm sure. It's an added benefit to their establishments, and right now, my assistant Becky says the majority of our gas stations in our town feel that's going to benefit their business. And right now, Roger, you said, actually, we've got like maybe 3 establishments that are actually going to remodel the place and build out in order to accommodate, right? 2 speedways right now.
Speedway, and then, the Shell on 129th.
The board did approve, just for the record, too, the board did approve a template for these organizations as well, too, to say that at a minimum, 80% of that store is going to still be dedicated to retail sales. That's the reason those people bought those establishments to begin with. We are not going to have them forfeit their retail sales. And they have to have a certain amount of square foot that we established just for that gaming yet, too. And this is that the building commissioner actually qualifies all of these establishments to allow them to have this. There's a whole packet that goes with it. So it's per Roger's approval on these square footage and whatnot. So we're not just going to have gas and games. We're still keeping the retail aspect of these stores in there at the same time. But again, we did increase the license fees for these. Anybody that wants to do this right now, it's a $7,500 license. And its renewal every year is $2,300 plus $500 per machine. So it's almost $3,000 per year just to renew the 5 or 6 machines that might be in their establishments. So again, we're accounting for that. We're trying to be fair to the establishments as far as oversight goes by our police departments, but that's the reason for this FG license. We had to create a new classification that offered both consumption and retail sale at the same time, because we only had one or the other.
Mayor will make the motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Roll call number 6 to approve letter L, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4, Alcoholic Beverages and Liquor Control, Article 2, Administration and Enforcement, Division 2, License, Section 4-69, limitation on the total number of licenses of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. The motion previously was accepted to amend to strike letter A and E. In lieu thereof shall read Class F, G, Frank George licenses to be issued under this article shall not exceed 9. Again, roll call number 6 to approve. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
No.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navas Esparza.
No.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes.
Motion carries. This will now be known as ordinance number 2019-08-4.
Thank you very much. Next, any unfinished business, trustees? Any new business? Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Thank you, folks, for joining us this evening. We'll adjourn this meeting at 8:19. Everyone enjoy the rest of your evening.
Stay safe.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Quick question for you.